So we've got a nice rainy day and less traffic on the road. So there's 4 or 5 points that we had to, that we had in mind that we'll discuss. So first one being, this is ideal to check for wet braking. There's a lot of questions about BFG being poor in the rain, or not, not capable of good enough brakings, and the kind of speed this will hold on the highway, and the kind of RPMs we'll get at 1000. So quite a few things that we can actually check. So we'll first quickly take it to 100. So downshifts pretty well. There you go. And there's the 80 kilometers an hour warning. Going easy, not trying to push it to 100 there and then, but pretty happy with the way it is downshifting at the very first instant told you. And going by the GPS, we are right now at 100. So we've got a 6 to 7% margin of error, or the variation that has come. So we are doing easily around 2700. There you go. That's another test. So 95 is where we get a nice 100, and that's it. The slight left in the steering is because of the camber of the road, and that's it. So we're doing a clean 100 at that's a lot of calculation to find out what RPMs, but that's like 2800 RPMs. So that's a very, very good speed. And we'll do a quick braking. So that's no sound, and we're down from 90 to 20, no screeches, and that was a very, very confident braking. I am not really sure what else we are expecting. So that being done, we'll do a quick acceleration test. I won't do it downhill because that would be cheating, but I don't know if you can notice, but we're not really being tossed around, and it is very, very comfy on the highway. So not going to do any top speed tests, nor do I recommend, because these are all legal till 100 kilometers an hour. But what I really love is, we'll quickly stop here, and I'll show you something very interesting. That is the beauty of simplicity in these gearboxes. If you can bring the camera here. So we've got a P parking, our reverse, neutral, drive, 2, and L low, or you can call it 1 as well. So there's something that I am not sure if a lot of people know. L will hold you in the first gear if you shift there. 2 will restrict you to the second gear, and D enables you to use the full range, that is 1, 2, 3, and 4, and the vehicle will shift according to its own understanding. But what I want you to know is, there's a little button on the side. When you press that button, it will show as OD off. So OD is basically overdrive. For people who've driven the LC100. For people who've driven the LC100, those also, the boat shifters also used to come with an OD off switch. So this little switch, what it does is, once you press that, you have all 4 gears. But if you turn OD off, OD is the overdrive. That is your last gear. That is the 4th gear, which will bring the RPMs down, and you can go into cruising speed. So what happens is, you've got L for 1, 2 for 2, D with OD off is 3, and regular D means all 4. So in an automatic gear, you've got a manual control of 1, 2, 3, and 4. You've got a manual control of all 4 gears, which I believe is as good as having a manual. And now what we'll do is, if you can try bringing the camera here, we will try and do a quick acceleration test. The road is pretty empty. and we will try to do that in manual. So we've got the blinkers on. So what a lot of people don't understand is that these vehicles, they have to be revved in order to go fast. You can't. This is not a turbo diesel engine, and we've hit 100. That is pretty decent. I don't think we need something faster than this, in spite of the bigger tires and the additional weight of the wheels as well. That is a pretty impressive 0 to 100. I will time it out from the video as well. And for people who've got the question, why are we not going till 100 on the Speedo? That is because these tires, they've got a 6.5% variation in the, or what we call the Speedo error. So the minute we hit 95 on the Speedo, that is this little cut before 100. So that is when you hit the real or the true 100. So we're only doing it as per the real calculation. But I, for one, am very very happy with the way this thing is accelerating. And as I already spoke, it's more of a mental thing that bigger tires are of course heavier, and they will make you slower. But I, for once, I will always prefer the confidence and the kind of grip that a bigger set of tires is going to give you than having pizza cutters and you know not being that confident on the road, or not having a wider track. The beauty of a wider track is this tiny little vehicle now feels super confident, and that is what we are looking for. So now we had a few other points in mind. We'll look for some articulation places. We'll do an articulation test, and so now we'll do a quick comparison because the first question that I always get after upsizing the tires is the amount of speedo error and how to recalibrate. And this won't be the first vehicle. You know, we are running an upsized set of tires on, and we've actually never considered recalibrating other than Dilsher's Rubicon, because that just the calculations just went for a toss there. So in this one, what we've done is we've got the GPS Speedo app and the analog right there, so you can compare for yourself the kind of speedo error that we are getting. Because as I always say, these things on paper, they seem to be way off, but actually when you see, the difference is not that big. Because see, even our actual speedos, they have a slight error, and then there is that calculation that you always keep in mind, and you are not always going to be doing 100 where the error actually shows up, because it is always in a small percentage factor. Like right now, if you see, we are doing 55ish, slightly below 55, and it is showing 55, 56 on the speedo, on the GPS thing. So the major difference is actually going to show once you go faster. It totals out to be like a 5% to 6% error, which will show on higher speeds. I'll try to stabilize it at different speeds. So right now we're touching 70. There's 71 there. That is something you can live with. So that question of recalibrating the speedo at this kind of an upsize really is not something I would be bothered about. So whenever we get an open patch, I will take it to 100 as well, and then we'll show you how it behaves. So that's our other camera vehicle, and So we're in a construction area. The road is being made. They're making a flyover here. So you're thinking that, you know, we'll try to do a little rough patch drive impression feel. And so this is actually, so this is not off-roading. What I want, you know, what we'll do is, let's say, we placed something here. What I actually want to show is that once you hold speed, these become very, very stable. The whole idea is not to go off-roading or, to do that, but the idea is how stable these become with an upgraded suspension, that no matter how rough the area is or how rough the patch is, you will still be able to be very, very stable. So so that's what I always explain. When you upgrade a suspension, you have to, you know find that sweet spot. You will go fast, but the vehicle kind of starts to float. You have to find that sweet spot. So now we're doing like what, a 40-45, and you don't really feel much. What you're feeling, these will be massive, massive potholes. And that's what I was trying to explain. It doesn't move, shift, or really dance around. There's tons of you know this is what you can actually, this is imitating a broken patch. That's all we have. Government has been pretty progressive, and there's not a lot of broken roads now. But this patch can easily imitate because it starts to kind of float. So that's the whole idea. We'll try to record some more. Maybe we can try going over the little patch and see how. But this is not even off-roading. This is just, you're not even in 4x4 or anything. But this feels very confident. This feels very, very confident, and the tires are not rubbing, touching, or anything. Even though there's hardly any articulation involved. So that was what we were saying. We'll try to find somewhere where we can actually have the vehicle flex and see the way it goes over a rough patch. We've tried to stimulate a situation where this tire has started rolling free. So I think another inch or two further up, and this will be in the air. This is the thing. In spite of this amount of flex, the longer springs won't let you leave the ground. So what I wanted to show you is, first, let's see the front right. So this is, I don't think we'll be able to go beyond this, but still, in spite of that, in the flat lines, there's ample amount of clearance. Of course, when you turn, it might touch, but in a straight line, the front is clear and the rear is clear so far. Coming around the rear, this is what I want to show you. There is still a gap. If you can make out, there's still a nice gap up there, and I don't think we are going to flex beyond that. This is actually the limitation. Your tire is, so our mic died midway, but we really didn't want to miss this shot, and this is something that I wanted you to see. This is where the arch starts moving up. This portion, if you can see carefully, there is still a nice gap, which would be around a centimeter or a centimeter and a half. And even on full flex, it is clearing it very, very happily. It's very happily clearing it. And if you can come around the back, I don't think we will ever be going beyond this kind of a flex. That is more than enough flex that we need. And the longer travel shockers and the spring, they've got ample amount of clearance to give you full articulation, not rub or break anything. And also, if you come around this side, this tire is now almost in the air, ready to spin free. There's close to 1 foot of a gap between the top of the tire and the fender. That is a lot of travel. That is the stock Jimny flexes beautifully, and this with the extended springs and dampers is I think is more than what you require. During overlanding, we will never be finding a situation like this. But just to answer that one question, which I was very confident about, that 31 will run happily without damaging stuff. I think we have it right here. So sorry for the audio, but I didn't want to leave it in the middle. But that's about it. So I believe the message is now conveyed, and I think it is all about whatever gives you more happiness. You want 235s, you can. This thing will work beautifully with 235s, but it will also run well with 31 10.5s. And this is the starting of the entire project. This is like modification number 2. We will be working on an even stronger panhard setup. We will be working on getting more power output, which will include maybe a throttle tuner, a better remap, and eventually supercharger definitely is on the cards. And of course, Nitro Gears is offering some very, very beautiful gear ratio options as well. So there's tons of things which can be done. This is just the starting. So it takes a while for projects to take shape and to actually evolve into the vehicles, into the vehicle you want to have. So that's about it. I think as per the planning, the kit, the wheels, the tires are doing their job, and everybody is more than happy with how the setup is running. So we'll try to record some more. If there's any suggestions as to what should be recorded, or what any queries that you might have, please do let me know. Thank you.